Good morning. This is your 10 a.m. daily weather briefing, continuing with the mostly sunny conditions out there this morning, and temperatures starting to warm up a bit, with temperatures sitting in the low 80s right now, and still seeing that wind generally out of a northerly direction around 5 to 10 knots. And should see fairly quiet weather today as we move through the area. That minimal chance of a pop-up shower or storm that we were looking at yesterday has since trended towards 0% as we move through the day today. We'll see some unsettled weather moving back into the area as we go into the remainder of the week, with multiple chances of some widespread rain showers and thunderstorms moving into the region. We take a look at the current surface analysis. We have a boundary sitting off to our southeast. It's going to stay in that general area for the next 24 hours. Similarly, we'll see this cold front off to the northwest gradually approach the area, bring in some upper level troughing over the northeastern part of the country, and that will be the focal point of some of that unsettled weather that we'll see moving into the area starting with tomorrow. Current surface analysis, the current satellite image showing those mainly clear skies across the local area, just a few clouds around. Do expect a few cumulus clouds to be around the area as we move through the day today. We could see a brief period of a ceiling developing, but generally going to stay mostly sunny to partly cloudy as we move through the day today, and again, dry conditions expected. Looking at the high resolution model for how things play out for the next 48 hours as we move through the day, as mentioned, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies, no precipitation or lightning expected as we move through the day today. We'll see some hot but slightly less humid conditions with dew points slightly lower later today. Otherwise, we'll see a fairly quiet evening overall as well. And as we move into tomorrow, we'll start to see fairly minimal chances of shower or thunderstorm activity by late morning, and then from there we'll see those chances gradually increasing as we move throughout the day. As you can see, as we get into the mid to late afternoon, we will see a chance of a few showers or thunderstorms popping up ahead of the boundary, and then moving into the evening time frame, we start to see more widespread shower and storm activity moving into the area by evening and continuing into the overnight time frame. You see some of these high reflectivity values simulated here, indicating a chance for some stronger pockets of storms moving through the area, going to bring a chance for some gustier winds and lightning, frequent lightning. Otherwise, the Storm Prediction Center does have marginal risk for severe weather with this activity as it moves through. But going into the overnight time frame, we do expect a bit of a lull in the activity as we get into the late morning or start of the day on Friday, as we'll continue to see some clouds around the area, and that boundary will actually start to stall just off to the south and east, right close to the Wallops area. So we zoom out here, looking at the longer-term forecast, continue to see that troughing and that stalled boundary as we move through the day Friday, and we'll see a fairly similar day where we'll see a chance of a few showers, possibly a thunderstorm as we move through the day. We'll have onshore flow, so it's going to keep temperatures cooler, continue to see those cloudy conditions, but the better chance of showers and storms being more widespread once again will arrive more so later into the evening, a bit later than what we'll see on Thursday, as this activity looks to push through more during the late evening and overnight time frame and starts a little bit later, but will continue to carry a chance throughout the daytime hours on Friday to end the work week. As we move into the weekend, we'll start to see maybe another lull in the activity as we move into the day on Saturday, but things looking a bit more uncertain as we get into the mid-weekend and later part of the weekend. It really is going to depend on how much clears out of here and where that position of that boundary is, but we'll carry chances of showers and storms through much of the day on Saturday, although likely won't see them as more widespread, but more of the isolated variety as we move through that time frame, and possibly seeing some activities linger over into the Sunday time frame, but again will be a bit less in the widespread nature and more isolated if that is to come together. But again, still a bit of uncertainty as we move midway and towards the end of the weekend, as we have some divergent solutions with the latest models coming out. It does look like we'll see a boundary coming through and clearing things out by the time we get into at least the later portion of the weekend, possibly sooner, but right now it looks like at least by late weekend and into the start of next week, we'll have a boundary push and clear a lot of that activity out of the area and set up for some less humid conditions and fairly comfortable conditions as we move into Monday. Things looking mainly dry at this time for Monday and Tuesday, And again, models indicate chance of a pop-up shower or storm, but again, that's a little too far out to really narrow that down, as we do expect some slightly less humid conditions as we move through that time frame. So our 24-hour weather risk chart for today, as mentioned, we're green across the board for the next 24 hours. We'll see our high temperature up around 88 degrees, slightly less in the way of humidity later this afternoon as we see those winds turn more westerly, peaking around 6 to 11 knots, gusting up to 16 knots. As we go into the evening time frame, we'll see a period of some clear skies, and those winds will become light and turn more southerly. It will allow temperatures to cool down to around 72 degrees, and then the south wind starts to pick up as we move into the day on Thursday. Again, mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. Could see a brief period of a ceiling around 5,000 or 6,000 feet, but most likely staying partly cloudy to mostly clear as we move through our day today. Tides are running slightly above normal Thursday. We'll see those increasing clouds. We'll see the increasing breeze out of the south, becoming slightly breezy, and again carrying a slight chance of a shower storm starting late morning, and then we'll see those chances increasing as we move through the day and becoming likely by the time we get into the late afternoon and evening time frame. We do have that orange risk for precip and lightning through that time frame. Expecting our high temperature around 86 degrees. Could see that a bit lower if we see those showers kind of building in earlier, keeping things from heating up as much. Also carrying a yellow risk for winds at or above 25 knots with slightly breezy southerly winds, but more so for the chance of a stronger storm, producing some stronger gusts and issuing a wind advisory for that. And we'll see some reduced ceilings and visibilities with that shower and storm activity. We'll see that activity carrying on into the start of the Thursday night time frame here, and then we'll see things drying out, or at least quieting down as we move into the start of the day on Friday. Low temperature for Thursday night expected around 72 degrees. And as we go into Friday, once again carrying orange risk for precip and lightning, and a yellow risk for reduced ceilings and visibilities, and this will be again more so towards late in the day and into the evening time frame, as we'll carry a slight chance of a shower storm throughout the day, and once again see those chances increasing as we get later in the day. We'll see an onshore breeze through the day on Friday, so it's going to keep that high temperature quite a bit cooler, with a high expected around 81 degrees. Extended forecast here, we could see the timing with the probabilities here for our Thursday and Friday, with less chances through midday and then increasing chances as we go into the evening time frame. We'll stay in the low 80s on Saturday and keep those rain chances around throughout the day, looking at about 50% chance of rain. Again, some uncertainty here as we get into the later portion of the weekend, depending on how long this activity lingers into the weekend. But nonetheless, carrying chances of showers and storms through the day on Saturday. A bit less chance on Sunday. Could actually see some models indicating things mainly dry as we move through the day on Sunday, but again, still a bit uncertain. A bit milder on Sunday as well, with temperatures back into the mid-80s, and then we'll stay in the mid to low 80s as we move into the start of next week, with things becoming fairly quiet and less humid. There's low temperatures back down into the 60s, and we'll see generally partly cloudy skies overall. That's going to wrap up the 10 a.m. daily weather briefing. We'll be back again tomorrow at 8:15 and 10 a.m. Enjoy the rest of your day.